Hello and welcome to PMQ's Kitchen. I'm Brian Hernandez, and with me today I have John Arena from Las Vegas, Nevada, owner of Metro Pizza. So he's going to be showing us what today? What are you going to?
Today we're going to make an eggplant and ricotta pizza.
Awesome.
Okay, which was selected by USA Today as one of the top 50 pizzas in America. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna use our standard pizza dough.
Okay.
We fried up some eggplant. We breaded and fried some eggplant. We made a mixture. We whipped some ricotta cheese with some pecorino romano, a little salt and pepper, and some flat leaf parsley.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're going to use fresh mozzarella and a little bit more pecorino romano. And for a sauce, we're going to use a cooked pasta sauce. We're going to use the Stanislaus al dente cooked pasta sauce. Okay. So basically, it's like a eggplant parmesan in the form of a pizza.
Spectacular. All right. So we've got a couple dough balls here. How heavy are these suckers?
That's a 7-ounce dough ball.
7-ounce dough ball. What kind of flour do we use in this?
Okay, today we're using a General Mills All Trumps bromated flour, which is the typical flour of a New York style pizza.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to give us a crispy crust. Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot different from the 00 flour that's popular in Italy.
Right.
And almost universally throughout the United States, people prefer a crispy pizza.
Right.
So we're going to use the flour that'll give us those characteristics and give us really nice color. This flour is formulated to bake at about 550 degrees.
Okay.
and give color at that temperature. Typically, the Italian flours, you need more heat. You'll need 800 to 900 degrees to really get the color development that you want. Mm-hmm. So with this flour, it's perfect for a gas oven or a conveyor oven.
Okay.
And it's a classic New York. Every pizzeria in New York of renown typically uses this flour.
Okay, great. So what's the first step here?
The first step is take the dough ball and establish your edge. Okay? Which means we're going to go around the edge and leave that raised cornicione about the diameter of your pinky. So just go ahead and press.
Okay.
That edge is going to become our sauce and topping line, which means you want the toppings to go right up to that edge, the sauce to go right up to that edge. Okay. You don't want any bare spots. And then when the dough hits the oven, if you form this pizza correctly, that edge, the cornicione, should pop.
Okay.
Okay. So when you see a New York style pizza with that raised edge, the edge shouldn't be dense. It should actually be really tender and easy to bite through.
Okay.
If you have a pizzeria and at the end of the night you look at all the plates and there's those pizza bones left in the plate because nobody could chew through the crust, you know that something went wrong.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to move the carbon dioxide that was trapped in the dough during the fermentation process, and you're going to move it towards the edge. Okay. That's really the key to forming your pizza. We're not flattening the pizza, we're extending the pizza. We're making the pizza big, we're making the pizza larger without degassing it. Okay? That's why we never use a rolling pin or a sheeter for traditional handcrafted pizza. Okay? Now what I'm doing right now is I'm releasing pressure so that the carbon dioxide can move towards that edge that we created. And you're going to see that when this pizza goes into the oven and goes onto that hot stone, the carbon dioxide is going to expand really quickly and that edge is going to puff up. If your dough is formed correctly and fermented correctly, it should never spring back or pull back. It shouldn't have excessive bubbling in it. Okay, a little bit of bubbling is good because it's gonna give you different flavor characteristics in each bite because it cooks differently. But if it's bubbling excessively, if you find that you need one of those prongs to poke all the air out of your dough, something went wrong.
Okay. Okay. What am I doing wrong here? Because I've slapped pizzas before, but the technique seems to be evading me.
Okay, I'm going to reestablish that edge.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, it's all a matter of feel. That's why we can never be replaced by a machine, because a machine can't feel this the way that we can. Okay, now pick it up.
Okay.
Okay. When you go back and forth, you're going to peel it back and forth so that you're gently extending the dough.
Gotcha.
And now, it's just a matter of letting gravity do the work. Keep your hands as close to the edge as possible, and just let it gently stretch. Perfect. Nice. There you go. Okay. Now for this pizza, mozzarella cheese is going to go down first. We're going to use a fresh mozzarella cheese.
Okay, is there anything added to this? Just straight cut? Or?
I put a little bit of salt on it. Typically, fresh mozzarella cheese is lower in salt than low moisture pizza cheese.
Okay.
Okay. So to flavor it, we're going to put a little bit of salt on there. But it's always a good idea. Different manufacturers put different levels of salt. Some of the more famous manufacturers are famous for using a lot of salt in their cheese, and that's why people like it. It tastes good. Okay, but you want to taste it first to see what you're using and what you're dealing with.
What would you recommend? Sea salts or regular salts?
I like sea salt. I like to stay away from iodized salt.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody has ever come into my pizzeria and asked for a cheese and iodine pizza, so let's leave the iodine off.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Now, we fried some eggplant and sliced it. We're going to place that on the pizza.
Okay. Now, how did we fry this up?
We just pan fried it.
So,
flour, standard breading technique. A little bit of flour, a little bit of eggplant, a little bit of egg, and then in some seasoned breadcrumbs.
Some seasoned breadcrumbs.
Okay. All right. For this pizza, we're going to use a cooked pasta sauce.
We're just spotting it on there.
Yeah, some people call this the Jersey Splash. There was a famous pizzeria called Di Lorenzo's in Trenton. When they make their pizzas, this is the way they put the sauce on. They put the cheese down first, and they splash the sauce on top.
Jersey Splash.
Okay. And if you're ever in Trenton, New Jersey, you have to go there. It's an amazing pizzeria. It's really doing great stuff. Okay, we're going to put some pecorino romano on there. Freshly grated. We never use the stuff in the little green can.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to grate cheese right before we use it.
And is that flavor, adds more flavor?
Yes, because as soon as you grate cheese, it starts to lose flavor.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And now we're going to spot this. You can go ahead and do that. We're going to spot it with a little bit of ricotta cheese mixture.
And this has what in it again?
Just a little bit of sea salt, some black pepper and parsley, and a little bit of pecorino romano. Okay, very nice. Okay. Now this pizza is also going to get basil on it when it comes out of the oven. I don't like to put basil in the oven and expose it to heat because it loses its flavor.
Okay.
If I'm going to use basil and put it on the pizza before it goes in the oven, I put it underneath everything. But this pizza is going to get basil on top, which I'm going to do right after it comes out of the oven. I'm going to put some fresh basil on there so it kind of blooms and you really get the fragrance when it comes out to the table.
Okay, great.
Basil is very heat sensitive. If you grow basil in your yard, you know that it's really sensitive to extreme heat. It's really sensitive to extreme cold, and it actually loses its flavor. So typically, a trained chef, when they're using basil in a sauce, for example, they'll throw it in right at the end.
Right at the end. Okay. Sounds like basil needs to man up and quit being such a crybaby.
We want to make sure that it's going to come off the peel.
Now that we got a little bit of sauce here, was there a trick? Because I know that's going to help it or make it stick.
Yeah, we're going to get that out of the way.
Just flour it up.
It's not ideal, but we're highly trained professionals. We'll be able to live with it.
Roll with the punches. That's what the pizza game is about. Okay, so this, how long is that going to go into this oven for?
Typically at 550, depending on your dough formulation, it's going to take 7 or 8 minutes.
7 or 8 minutes at 550
Right.
degrees. Okay.
Right. If your dough has sugar in it, it may brown a little faster.
Okay.
We don't use any sugar in our dough because we're not trying to accelerate the fermentation process. We're actually trying to slow it down.
Okay.
Now remember, we're not cooking Wonder Bread, so we don't want it to. We're not concerned about there being dark spots or light spots. We want all of those contrasts. We want it to show the hands of the person who made it, and we also want to show some character. So conformity and uniformity is not always a good thing.
So that cookie cutter style?
We're talking about an artisan product. We don't want
Right.
it to look like it was made by a machine. We want it to look like it was made by your hands.
Okay.
That's part of the pizza experience, is sharing that with your guests, that
Right.
collaboration between a real human being and the customer, not a machine that's cranking out pizzas that look exactly the same and have no soul.
Right. Soulless pizzas is not what we're looking for here, folks. That is beautiful, and just coming out, you can smell that fried eggplant. Oh wow, smell-o-vision, I'm telling you. Make bajillions of dollars. Now, so we're gonna pinch off some basil, some fresh basil, and put it on the top of this pizza. Still has that lovely red, white, and green color to it, kind of like a margarita. Spectacular. Mulberry Street Pizza. All right, we'll go ahead and cut this guy up. Okay, so now that we've slaved away over this for about 8 or so minutes, we're gonna do a final taste test here. The ricotta is just so smooth and soft. Mulberry Street Pizza, go get one now. You don't know what you're missing. So John Arena, I'd really like to thank you for coming out, showing us some of your
thanks so much
secrets.
for inviting me.
Oh, no problem. I'm Brian Hernandez, and this has been PMQ's Kitchen. Thank you for joining us.